Welcome to Aurelius Whitlock's Murder Museum.
This is Agent Jordan Key, here to report that moonshine scrambled eggs are nothing to write home about. Over mediocre breakfast, I chatted with two young ladies that found Marnie in the lake. Kylie, the paranormal investigator, introduced me to Caroline Lynch, the owner of the sawmill, mine, and surrounding area. She confirmed to me my suspicion that the lights I saw over Cooper's Lake are almost certainly the DOR, who are fixing to buy the mine. I stuck around long enough in the diner to meet the owner, Miss Josephson. She was equal parts flirty and suspicious. She saw Marnie at the SS Diner 4 days ago, when she chatted about her husband Martin in the hospital and some research she was conducting at the library. Side note, the diner is apparently only 3 months old, and I couldn't spot a food safety certificate. It explains the bad eggs, but I also wonder if there's something more to look into there. Next, I chatted with Brandon Zolip, a waiter with a soiled apron and a soul to match. He was a stalker of Marnie, and I feel gross just thinking about him. If Martin wasn't done in by some mummy's curse in the mines, then Brandon has a solid, slimy motive. I'm far from uncovering all of the secrets of this town, but I've got some theories bubbling up. First of all, what if Martin Keeler, the surveyor, was attacked to postpone the selling of the mine to the DOR? Caroline called it a setback. Could someone have sabotaged the sale? Or could Caroline, in true Scooby-Doo villain fashion, be sabotaging herself? Always a possibility. Also, Kylie, the paranormal investigator, suggested that Marnie might have wanted to find a way to connect the sleeping with the awake. I planned to pay Martin a visit at the hospital, but I'm realizing there may be another place that I could meet him. At least it deserves further investigation. As for now, I'm headed to the library. I'll talk to you later, Bev.
I love it. So good. Oh my gosh. All right. So you're heading to the library?
Yes.
Okay. You leave the diner and head into your unmarked government vehicle and head across town to the Moonshine Library. You're greeted by a 2-story building with simple double doors. Heading inside, you see, again, 2 stories with a balcony level above and bookshelves below. A woman runs the front desk.
I have a question. Do you just really like balconies and libraries?
I'm such a sucker for balconies and libraries. It's my favorite vibe, honestly.
Or do I just not go to enough libraries to know that they all have balconies on the second level?
I feel like a decent amount of them do, but I feel like they're a dying breed. I love the aesthetic of a big main floor, open main floor, but then a staircase up,
yeah,
and then more bookshelves along the side that you can access. I love that.
I mean, it's a great vibe. If I ever have a library in my mansion, I absolutely want it to be a library with balconies.
Through talking about it on the podcast, I'm hoping to manifest it in the real world.
Yes, this is good. Let's hope that's the only thing we manifest from our murder mystery podcast, Nathan.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Though I wouldn't mind manifesting Piglet, I guess.
Oh, that would be cute.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's a good close second. Did you say that there was someone at a help counter at the front? Okay, I will approach that table and introduce myself and ask for their name.
Oh, I know you. You're the government boy. Yes.
You
Man, word gets around fast.
In a small town, that's quite easy to do.
You meet a if I were being mean, I would use the word decrepit, but I'm not. So well-aged.
But you're not.
Slightly hunched elderly lady with long silver hair, a sweater vest, fiddling with some books and a stamp at the front desk.
Your name, ma'am?
Oh, yes. I'm Melissa Burns, the head librarian here.
Melissa, I am an FBI agent investigating the murder of Marnie Keeler.
Oh, so that's where she ran off to.
Uh-huh. I know that she worked here, and I also know that she was excitedly studying something, perhaps about her husband, in the days leading up to her death. Would you know anything about Marnie that you could share with me that might aid my investigation?
Oh, well, Marnie worked here less frequently in the last few weeks, but understandably so. Her husband, yeah, as you know. But she, I suppose, what do you want to know? I last saw her, 3-4 days ago, Sunday, I think. Monday?
Maybe start by telling me, what do you remember about the last time you saw Marnie Keeler?
Well, she came in here in a rush, still carrying her receipt from that diner. She ran to the back, said she was going to check out some equipment, and then she rifled through her desk for a little bit and ran off.
And you did not see what this equipment was?
Well, it was in a box, but I could check the records. She's always very studious, Marnie was.
She pulls out a thick tome, starts flipping through it.
Ah, yes. Looks like she checked out tape recorder number 8.
Uh-huh. Tape recorder number 8.
Yes, we have a decent collection of tapes and whatnot, and tape recording equipment here. I suppose she wanted it for a personal project.
Included in this collection, do you have anything that is for audio reclamation or audio fixing?
Oh, why, I believe we do. We have one of those fancy machines. I've had a little bit of experience with it. We could try to get it up and running. It's in the back.
Excellent. I think I would like to look at Marnie's desk first, but then after that, I'll pull out the strand of tape found with the body of Marnie Keeler.
Okay.
I would very much like to know what is on this tape.
Okay. You go to Marnie's desk. It is a scattered mess. There's some wilting flowers there, with some well-wishing cards and whatnot. You find a series of maps and a series of tax records.
Ooh.
The maps...
Oh, speaking of record...
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, speaking of records real quick, does Melissa have any other details about what Marnie checked out after her husband's accident? Any other things of note on that record?
On this record, no. I know,
She points to her desk.
those maps did not come from here.
She lifts up the corner of them. Property of the University of Moonshine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what are the maps of?
The maps are of Mount Harley and the surrounding area. Some of them include some basic maps of the mine. However, the mine maps do seem to be incomplete. Tunnels fade.
Interesting. Can I tell, which one is on top? What looks like it is? Can I easily tell which one was the center of her focus, or are they all
I
kind
see.
of scattered?
They're shoved to the side. The tax records are in the center.
Okay, so it's not clear if she was looking through these trying to find a mine map, or if the mine map and the mountain map were both important.
It looks like they would be of equal importance if you were to guess.
Is there anything marked on these maps?
On the mine map,
Either in her handwriting or in any handwriting?
on the mine map, it is laminated, so you see that in dry erase marker, there's an X with the name Martin right at the entrance.
Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Confirms what I was thinking, that she was researching something to do with her husband. That definitely seems to be at the center of this. What do these tax records show?
They show a lot of information. So these are public tax records that looks like Marnie has gotten from City Hall.
So I can ask for specific information from this?
Yes. Shows who's paying whose taxes, essentially. And it's businesses, not personal taxes.
Oh, okay. What if I went to the section L for lynch either the sawmill, the mine, any Lynch holdings?
Yes, you do see the Lynch sawmill in there, except it's not under Lynch, it's under sawmill Lynch. So you flip to the S's. Also, caveat, any tax people, please don't come after me. I'm not 100% sure how tax records work. So if this is slightly inaccurate, I apologize. But
This is a twisted world, baby. It works the way we say it
Exactly.
does.
So you go to the S's in the tax records. You find sawmill. It looks like the taxes are being paid by the Lynch family. Below that, you notice, above that, so your SA, there's SS, the SS Diner.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is another thing I was curious about learning.
The SS Diner's taxes are being paid by the DOR.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. See, this makes sense, actually, because, one, the SS Diner looks like a houseboat that someone just slapped doors on. Two, there's not good certification for this restaurant. 3, it's only been around for 3 months. 4, which is about how long these government people have been in town. Which makes me curious what kind of relationship this is, because the restaurant makes me think that she's a part of their ranks, but it also might be some sort of loose alliance. Interesting. On the note of the DOR, that wouldn't be its own entity within this tax book, would it?
No. Looks like it's just local taxes.
Okay. Well, while I'm here, let's see. Does the Finch Inn, Finch Hotel, are they up to snuff?
Finch Hotel, as far as you can tell, up to snuff. You don't recognize. You recognize the name as the name of the hotshot that that Jason, the desk attendant, told you. So, yes.
Okay. Side note for the listener. I don't know if there's anything else in this tax book, but this is something that Marnie could have maybe noticed about the SS Diner and been concerned about. And if this is one of her realizations after she was at the SS Diner and on the way to the hospital, maybe she read this at a different time. Either way, it does make me think about Miss Josephson, because she was not very forthcoming with information about what Marnie talked about in her last conversation with her. And also, that might have not been her last conversation with her, because Brandon, the creep, said that he was told off by Miss Josephson at the hospital where Marnie went. So Marnie and Miss Josephson could have potentially met at the hospital. I'm really curious about this family emergency. Maybe all of this suspicion won't lead to her being involved in murder, but I definitely need to learn more about what exactly she's up to. Okay, in the tax book, the mines, that's not separate from the sawmill, is it?
No, it's under the sawmill and the land. So the mines are still being paid by Caroline Lynch or the Lynch family because they have not transferred ownership yet.
Sure. Okay. I think that's all I would look up specifically, because it sounds like you said there were not personal taxes within these.
Nope.
Okay. Anything else on this desk besides maps and taxes? Are there drawers?
There are a couple of drawers. Opening said drawers, you find a couple loose sheets of paper. You find a small desk calendar as well.
Let's look at the calendar. Does it have any markings?
It has a meeting at Moonshine U for the Saturday before she disappeared.
Is that 4 days ago?
Right, the day before she was last seen, yes.
Okay, so 5 days ago.
Yeah.
The day before she was at the SS Diner.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's probably when she got these maps, but I wonder who she met with there, if there was someone who helped her or if she just checked these out. Anything else marked on this calendar?
Nope. Nothing of interest.
Okay. Anything else in the drawers?
Nothing of importance.
Okay, well then I'm good to meet back up with Melissa Burns
Okay.
to research this tape.
Ah, yes, I've got it up and running. Come with me.
She leads you to the back room where there is a large machine whirring away.
This is to help any reclamation of lost data due to damaged tapes or whatnot. So, what do you have?
I pull out the strand.
Ooh, be a little difficult.
She winds it around one of those small wheels, fiddles with it for a little bit, and soon you hear a staticky clip. You hear the following. Right. Left. Left again. Right. And it cuts off.
Ugh. Let's listen to it again.
Okay. Right. Left. Left again. Right.
Funny thing about this, it's only playing when I rewind the tape. When I reverse the audio.
How can you tell which direction is forward?
This is a very advanced machine.
Oh my gosh, but that's interesting. All right, there are two places I think that this maybe could be. The first I want to check is the mine. Looking at that map of the mine, are there enough corridors on this map?
Oh, yes. As you look at this map, it's labyrinthine in a word. Twisting passages. Again, the ends of the tunnels drip off at the end of the page. They disappear. They could continue for a long, long time. As you're bending over the map, Melissa chimes in.
Oh, I would not recommend trying to sort through those old tunnels. It's a maze in there. One of the reasons the mine shut down.
The other being an airship with a curse?
Oh, yes, I suppose. But the mine was failing long before that.
I put two little fingers like legs on the point that says Martin, and I walk it through the maze, turning right, then left again, then right.
You do seem to be making progress.
When you say making progress, though, where am I now? There's no other markings.
Nope. You are in the tunnels. You haven't hit a dead end, so...
Okay. So maybe I need more tape. Okay. Well, I was thinking the other place directions might come in handy is in the red room. The space between spaces that belongs to Melanoy. The thing is, that area, I don't know if simple lefts and rights would help because it was a lot of hallways with doors marked with words. Okay, well, what I have so far, I think is helpful. Yeah, does Melissa have any other thoughts?
About what, sweetie?
What do you know about Miss Josephson?
Oh, she's rather new in town. Doesn't come to the library very often. Says it's too quiet for her. Prefers the hustle and bustle of the diner.
I'm getting the feeling that Miss Josephson cares a great deal about collecting gossip. That's like the one thing I keep hearing about her. So, could she be here set up by the Department of Resources to do just that? Could she be here to find out the secrets that the government agency wants to have a casual place to collect?
You're saying Miss Joseph is part of the DOR? What?
No, I said that in my mind, Melissa. You didn't hear that.
Oh, right.
Okay. Well, thank you for telling me about her, but I would also love to hear about the Lynch family.
Oh, the Lynch family. Yes. They came into prominence, let's see. Ooh, about 50 some odd years ago. They bought the land surrounding the mine and the mine itself from a Sherwood Evans. Right around when the airship crashed. Well, right after, actually.
Nathan, remind me, should I recognize that name for being the father of the girl with the violin?
It is.
Sherwood Evans, in fact, is the father of Cyan Evans, infamous criminal in these parts now. Lovely girl at the time, but I went to school with her.
Oh, wow. Anything interesting? Cyan Evans, how did it come to light that she was a criminal? She escaped. She escaped the airship crash.
Yes.
Fascinating. Could you tell me a little bit more about what people think about Mount Harley and the mine? What's the feeling? You've been around for maybe a little bit longer than other people.
I have. Yes. Well, there's a general air of unwariness. I've never been to the mine personally. I wasn't part of the cleanup crew. And my parents forbid me from going. Rightfully so. There were many accidents that happened in that cleanup. But there is a general air of caution around the mine. It's a dangerous place to be. It's why it's never been reopened.
Was there anyone specific on the cleanup, or was it just people assigned that used to work in the mines?
For that, I would recommend talking to one of the people in charge.
In charge of the cleanup?
Yes. That would be President Hastings over at the university.
Was this a former position of his, unrelated to being at the university now?
Oh, I believe he was always at the university, but I believe he was also in the airship when it crashed.
Oh, right.
Your mind goes back to a Colonel...
Yes, please.
to a Colonel Raymond Hastings, who was indeed on the airship.
Yes, he was. Maybe I do need to talk to him. But you say that he led the cleanup, or he just happened to be involved with... Oh, the cleanup wasn't just of the mine, it was the cleanup of the airship? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, when the airship crashed, it caused quite the pandemonium. He is one of the people who took charge with the help of some others. The mine owner himself came out and helped with the salvage teams. But things did not go as planned as far as I'm aware. And the mines were officially shut down.
Is there anything else that has been suspicious in your sphere here at the library that you'd like to share?
Well, it's not every day that I get a government boy in here.
Yes, that is mighty suspicious. What was his name?
Well, let's see.
She squints at your suit.
I don't see a name tag.
Well, the investigation is ongoing, so I'll look into that as well. Thank you, Miss Burns. I may be back if there's more information I would like to ask you for.
I'll be here, rotting among the tomes.
That's the spirit. And I think I leave the library.
Okay.
It sounds like the hospital is a bit away, so maybe I go over to the university first.
All right. You drive over to the university, and you come upon a walled, gated campus with quite a few buildings in it, actually. You park your car, and the campus is your world, or your oyster, or however that goes.
Yes. Awesome. I would like to see if I can get an appointment with President Hastings.
All right. You find the main central office building. You walk in, explain to the secretary who you are. They are a little weirded out, but they go ahead and let President Hastings know that you're there. It does take a hot second for him to be ready for you, but after, half hour, he lets you in. You enter a large office with an elderly man still wearing a military uniform that does not quite fit him anymore, as he's a little more hunched over, a little more loose, especially around the arms. But he straightens up when he sees you and gives you a little salute.
Oh yes, an FBI boy. I haven't seen one of you types in many years. What brings you to Moonshine?
I'm here for a murder case, which continually points towards the mine and Mount Harley and the airship crash that happened decades ago. And I hear that you're the man to ask about it.
Well, I don't see how a murder could have anything to do with a crash 60 years ago now, but you have my full attention. Who died?
Marnie Keeler.
His face falls a little bit.
Did you happen to have an appointment with her about 5 days ago?
Yeah, well, she was here in this office. I'd seen her around town a couple times, but, hadn't talked to her. From different generations, just our circles don't cross that much. But yes, she, too, was interested in the mines.
And what did she, if you wouldn't mind recounting, what was that interaction? What specifically did she ask for, and what information did you give her?
She asked a lot about the history of the crash, what exactly happened, and what happened afterwards.
He goes over to the window, which has a nice view of Mount Harley.
It was all a very long time ago, but I remember it like it was yesterday. But the airship just crashed and pandemonium running through town. It was chaos, pandemonium. I believe someone even flipped tables at the local saloon.
Inevitably, someone would have flipped a table.
Yes.
It's only logical.
Logical sequence of events. I'm glad you understand. Now back to the flashback. Well, with Captain Edgware stripped of her title pretty quick after the crash, well, she and I, along with the help of Sherwood Evans, the mine owner, we decided to take charge of the cleanup and the salvage, as it were. Sherwood, for his part, I assume, was more interested in what he could glean and sell after he'd sold the mine after, I believe, a few days after the crash.
And what happened to... My understanding is there was a sarcophagus on board this ship. What happened to that?
Well, I would tell you to talk to Grace Quinn and Madame Christie, but they're not here anymore.
Are they in San Francisco?
They're a little bit farther away than San Francisco.
San Antonio.
They're either below our shoes or above us, depending on what you believe.
Got it. So you don't know what happened to the mummy?
I know Madame Christie and Grace Quinn. Miss Quinn both decided that it was better for the mummy to stay hidden. I don't know where they put it, but they put it in the mines. They said... Well, I'm not a superstitious man, if you understand, sir. I'm a man of science, of zoology. I believe in the natural order of things. But after I saw a few of the workers die, succumb to a strange illness, and then watched my friends do the same, well, I thought I'd leave it best to them, to the experts. Madame Christie and Grace Quinn, they survived only a few weeks afterwards.
Interesting. And has everyone who has gone into the mine since succumbed to a similar illness?
As far as I know, no one has really gone in, or at least that far. The mines have been shut down, owned by the Lynch family, after Sherwood Evans sold it to them, though I do know his interest hasn't stopped there.
He pulls out a drawer in his desk and holds up a small notebook.
I check in the drawer in his desk. Is there a snake in there?
You see a little photo of him with a parrot with a monocle and a top hat standing next to him in a suit and bow tie with a woman in a white dress who you recognize as Captain Edgware. It seems to be a wedding ceremony.
Adorable. Sorry, notebook. I got distracted.
Oh, yes. This is Sherwood Evans' journal. Marnie brought it with her the last time she visited, and I asked if I could peruse it and make some inquiries of my own.
I would love to get your highlights. What does this book contain?
It seems that Sherwood Evans regretted selling the mine to the Lynch family. It seems he was interested in what Madame Christie hid away. Here.
He flips open to one of the dog-eared pages and hands it to you. You read the following. I knew it. I knew it. I had that little fraud, Madame Christie, visit me today after the rumors at the crash site. I knew something was up with that crash after the workers started ending up in the hospital. A few drinks loosened her tongue, and soon she mentioned a great power she hid away deep in the mines. I knew there's something more going on. I must wait. The mines are under too much scrutiny right now, and the sale has already gone through. No matter, those tunnels are useless. Soon the Lynches will be ready to sell, and by then, I'll be ready.
Any other dog-eared pages?
Nothing more of interest. Sherwood Evans left after a few years and made his way out to D.C.
And what happened to him there? Did he become president?
Of the United States? By golly, no. This country stands on better... I'm not going to stop. I'm going to just stop right there.
Do you know what happened to him?
Sherwood Evans. I know I recognize his name. I could make some inquiries for if you like. I still have some friends in the government scene.
Now, would Sherwood Evans be one of the heads of the Department of Resources?
You know about the Department of Resources?
I do.
Oh.
How old is Sherwood? He's got to be older than you.
Sherwood? I don't even know if he's still alive.
Wait, is this journal Sherwood or Siam?
Journal is Sherwood's. Yes.
It is.
But the journal is from 1920s, 30s.
Okay.
So.
I guess okay. All right. If you have connections in the government or any resources at this university, I would love to see what name is on the public records for head of the DOR.
Yes, I can do some research and get back to you.
Yes, please.
Where can I reach you?
I am heading probably to the hospital next, and I might even hazard a visit to the mine. But I can check back here after I go to the hospital, if you think that'll give you enough time.
I should be able to phone around.
All right, then. Well, thank you, President Hastings. Is there any other information that you'd like to share that might be pertinent to this case? Oh, actually, yes. So you gave Marnie Keeler maps, correct?
Yes, she was, rightfully so, interested in her husband and his unfortunate accident.
Did she think that her husband succumbed to the illness, the curse? She almost certainly did at the point she talked to you, correct?
I've only seen the curse up close once, and I can't say for sure. I suspect that she did suspect, but as I never saw her husband, couldn't say.
Now, if she talked to you and she brought this journal, I can see her connecting the dots that maybe if she discovered where this power in the mines was, she could somehow bring her husband back, take him out of his coma. So maybe she... oh man, what is going on? Maybe she did get in contact with her husband, and maybe she did find a way through the mine, and maybe the tape recorder... Oh my goodness. Okay. The tape recorder was reversed. The place we know that we hear reverse tapes is the Red Room, the space of dreams. So if Marnie met with Martin in her dreams, I say this out loud so Hastings thinks I'm insane. If Marnie met with Martin in her dreams and learned the sequence that he somehow determined was the direction to the great powerful thing in the mines, then maybe that's why she was found. She wasn't found in the lake, but maybe someone else was involved. Maybe someone else knew that she found a way through the mines. It's all so juicy.
Do you say any of that out loud?
The only thing I say out loud canonically is it's all so juicy.
Rightly so, sir.
I think I need to head to the hospital. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's probably starting to get a little bit later in the day.
It is indeed. Hospital's
And I would love to get over there before I find myself back in the Red Room.
It is getting later in the day. You leave a slightly concerned President Hastings, no longer Colonel Raymond, President Hastings, to his study after, just saying it's also juicy. And you head over to the Moonshine Hospital. You arrive at the hospital where you hope to meet a comatose man with answers. But what you don't see is an unmarked car watching you from the distance.
Raise up, and the tongue is for this nash yams name stew.